Hi there, how are you? Happy Friday. If it's Friday that you're watching, happy Friday. If it's not Friday, happy whatever day you're in. So I just walked in the door. I'm very, very happy to be home. Very happy to see my Charlie Brown, who's laying on the floor next to me. And of course, I gave him treats. Don't be ridiculous. My suitcases are still in the car. I just got back from Orlando. On my drive back, I met with Terry, who, if any of you have watched a few of these vlogs, Terry worked for me and remains a very good friend. So I'm very, very happy to have met him for lunch on my way home from Orlando. My parents are celebrating their 50th wedding anniversary. So my brothers and I bought my parents a trip to the Bahamas on a cruise with my family from Ireland. So bear with me. I'm going to go through the last whirlwind of 24 hours. The fun stuff first, and then maybe I'll throw in some work stuff just to give you an idea if you want to know. I mean, what it means to be an Irish woman, family, and time off, which is what the segment is called. Segment. I don't even know what to call this thing that I've been doing. Can you, 291 episodes later? Wow. Okay. So my 300th episode will not be a live one anymore. That's the thing I'm going to say here on my 291st. So I can be sure to follow through with that. I'm going to do regular videos and I'm going to upload them. So they're not live. And we'll just see. We'll see how that goes. Anyway, my parents are celebrating their 50th wedding anniversary. Can you believe that? Isn't that incredible? And my aunt and uncle, Cindy and Tony, are celebrating their 30th. And their very, very best friends are also celebrating their 30th wedding anniversary. My cousin Samantha just got engaged. So they're all here. Okay. We have mom, dad, myself. This is last night. Cindy, Tony, Rebecca, Samantha, Allison, Joanne, Thomas. God, it's terrible. There's just too many. They're the friends. They're not relatives. I would know their names if they were relatives. And I do know their names. It's just slipping me. Forgive me. I'm horrible with names. If you know me, you know that about me. Oh, my light just went off. So I'm very, very high tech now. Okay, I have lighting. But anyway, the trip was incredible that I had. Okay, so I drove my parents to Orlando, and they are now on the ship. They are on the Enchantment of the Seas. They've sent me pictures. It looks amazing. They're very happy and very excited, and I couldn't be happier for them. Yesterday, which feels like today, feels like yesterday just fell right into today, I met my first client at 7:30 in the morning at the first physician's office. So I did introductions yesterday for one of my clients to some of my physician clients, some current and some former. So the first introduction went great, and the second introduction went great, and the third introduction went great, and the fourth introduction went great. And then I sent an Uber to pick my parents up, and they took an Uber to one of my doctor clients' office. And from there, I drove them. And yes, they were in the waiting room, waiting for their daughter to get out of a meeting. This is my life. It's crazy. And then we drove to Orlando. So we drove to Orlando and stayed at this wonderful hotel that I can't remember the name of. It starts with an R. It's not the Renaissance. Doesn't matter. It was lovely. And we, after a day of back-to-back meetings in work and then like diving right into family is a very unique transition for me because I'm in work mode most of the days. And I try to like forget about all of the things that just happened while keeping up with them when I get to a red light or when I get to the hotel or when I'm, sending the pictures to it's a lot. It's just a lot. But I love it. That's not a complaint. I love it. So we get to Orlando and we check in, we see family, we find out that my cousin Samantha is getting married. I'm very excited. As a matter of fact, her wedding dress is in my car right now in my driveway. Don't worry, it's locked. I have to bring it inside, but I came in first to see my dog and do this so I can just be done for a little while and take some time off because all of my family is here to celebrate all next week from Ireland and London to celebrate all these wonderful things that are happening. My mom and dad's 50th anniversary included. So I stayed in a room with my parents last night. I honestly cannot remember the last time that's happened. I have no idea. I didn't originally plan on staying at the hotel with them, but then I thought, there's only moments in time that I'll have the opportunity to do this. I don't know why my light keeps going out. Hello. Maybe it's because I don't have any battery left. Maybe that happened. But I think that it's important that you take the time to have these precious moments with your parents and with your loved ones and with your family that's coming in from other countries. Hello. I mean, duh. I don't know what's happening. Anyway, sorry about the lighting. There was an enormous amount of love going around, and there was excitement about the trip and excitement about my family coming in. And I was pretty quiet last night, I have to say, just sitting back and observing what was happening because it takes me a while, like I said, to come down from the day. And especially after a day like that, when it's like 7, so it's up at 6 a.m., up earlier, 5:30 in the car. I arranged lunch. It's just a lot of planning. And then kaboom, you're driving to Orlando. So I'm exhausted now. But I want to say a few things about what it means to be an Irish woman. And I'm telling you these thoughts right now because I'm not going to want to talk about them later or tomorrow or anytime, maybe. But it's a very interesting dynamic. And this is one that I had the opportunity to discuss with Terry and then with Alyssa when I met her. After I met with Terry, because, the 13W media thing going on, and she's doing a wonderful job and lots going on. We have this influencer that we need to schedule for one of our dentist clients, and it goes on and on and on. But speaking of influencers, it kind of parlays into this conversation I want to have about what it means to be an Irish woman. So the funny and ironic part about doing something like this, or being online, or being in social media, or having pictures taken of you, or being out at events and blah, 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 posting it online and doing social. It's a real, almost a very normal, acceptable thing in America, or maybe it's not. But in Ireland, I got to listen to my family. Half of my family went to New York City prior to coming to Florida for part of their trip. And they were telling me the stories about the women that they saw in the subways in New York, like taking selfies and, doing the duck lips and, how nobody cares about what you look like and nobody cares about you. And it was very funny to listen to because of this reason. Because if you don't know what it means to be Irish, my parents are from Ireland, born and raised, and moved to New York when they were late teens. Dad went into the army. Mom moved to New York and lived in Queens and the Bronx and all over New York. I don't think she lived in the Bronx. I'm thinking of Carmel Jones. Anyway, she lived in Queens, okay, and worked in Jamaica Hospital. And anyway, I digress. Being Irish means being humble. I'm trying to get to the point here. There is a very serious sense of you do not, under any circumstance, boast about yourself or, think that you might have accomplished something. And if you have, don't talk about it, and it's not to say that you should be ashamed, but you certainly shouldn't be bragging. Whatever you want to term bragging, that's what it's about. So it's very funny to me to be of witness to that. And then, doing this vlog, right? I'm in front of a camera right now. And I want you to know, I don't care. I don't care what anybody thinks. I don't even care what my family thinks. I care about what nobody thinks about what I decide to do for my life. But that doesn't mean that I don't have moments of that or that I don't think about what other people might be thinking. I just don't care ultimately. And this is why. I come from a place of I wanted to die. Like once in my life, I suffered from a very, very serious addiction to alcohol and drugs. And getting off of those two substances led me into a very deep depression in my late teens and early 20s. I want to just say early 20s. Forget about the teens. I was still drunk in my early teens, my late teens. So I say that because it's just not it's not even a thought anymore that I would care what anybody would ever think about me. And I'm not to say that my family says anything about me, or if they do, I have no idea because they would never say it to my face. They would say it to other people, maybe. But when you have overcome anything in your life that is so extreme, that is a miracle, actually. You tend to not care anymore when you know that you're like for me, I'm a very good person. I do the right thing. I love people. I am kind. I say thank you and please. I encourage other women. I compliment them when they look good. I give back. I do all the things that I was raised to do. Okay. And I am very humble. It's very difficult for me to accept a compliment, to be a center of attention. I'd much rather have it about other people. That's, one of the reasons that me promoting doctors is so easy because I'd so much rather promote somebody else. But I'm also very comfortable in this situation where, I'm having a conversation with a camera, knowing somebody's going to watch it or maybe nobody will watch it. Typically, I see at least I'm getting 2 views. That's the smallest amount. Well, sometimes I've gotten 0. It all depends on how edgy the title is. This one, not so edgy. Or maybe it is. But I know that a lot of people that are Irish really understand this because you hear a lot of who the hell do they think they are? Nobody really cares about you as much as you think they do. And it's funny to me because if you didn't care at all, you wouldn't even say anything. Or you don't care, but saying something like that about somebody because they're doing something online or posting in social, and I don't mean just me, I mean everybody that's out here in this landscape of social media and videos and vlogging, and there's YouTubers and whatever. This is the world that we live in. This is a new world. And for my wonderful Irish heritage, it's not really something people like. Okay? If you disagree with me, I want to know about it. If you're born and raised in Ireland or you are first generation, please put a comment in below and tell me that you disagree. So I don't have any of those problems myself, but I watch other people struggle. I also watch a lot of people not being so happy for others. And I tend to be very happy for others because I know what it's like when people aren't happy for me. I have experienced that myself. I have lost people in my life because I've realized that I really only want people in my life that would be supportive or encouraging and want to lift me up. So it's hard, and not to say that I've been a perfect angel in never speaking my opinions or thoughts about somebody, but I typically don't, typically, unless it's worthy. Like, okay, I could go on about that, but I'm going to stop. So my point is this: being an Irish woman, knowing that what I am doing right now, or what anybody would see of me on social media, if it has anything to do with me promoting myself or my business, is the reality. and it doesn't affect me. I just find it interesting that there's a lot of this strange sense of people should not be proud of themselves. Is actually, if you really, really dig deep into it, it has almost this shame wrapped around you, like being proud of your accomplishments. So I think it might prevent a lot of people from doing the things that they want to do, I would assume, right? Or if, they spend too much time thinking about how they look before they post a picture or whatever it might be. It's a very interesting place to be Irish and to know that that is the surrounding element of being an Irish woman, that I am meant to be humble and I'm in the background and not, be like, I am an awesome woman, which I am. Work really hard. I'm not perfect. I have many, many flaws. Believe me. But I have worked very, very hard to get to where I am today. It's a struggle. So that's why I'm posting this video, because all of the work that I did just yesterday morning to make a memory with my family, which is the most important thing to me, and to be there when my parents go on their 50th wedding anniversary cruise, and to be a part of it, and to hug everybody a little bit longer, including everybody that I hadn't seen in a long time get off that plane and come from another country, that our life is way too short to even think that anybody should not be happy for somebody else and support them and build them up, and or or even ask, like, how are you doing? So I say that because now I'm going to go into this week, next week, of time off. I have the week off, which means I am not seeing any clients except one new client who rescheduled with me. And that does not make me happy, but I'm going to do it because it's new business. And I never turn down new business. I'm not like a primary care doc that says not accepting new patients. Not all, but a lot of you. So I am going to work on my business. I'm going to work on my goals for 2019. I'm going to spend time with my family. I'm going to be present in every moment and know that these opportunities don't come. Oh, I just remembered that I have to do another business thing Monday night, but it's about new business too. So I'm going to do that. But majority of the week, I will be on vacation. And then I'm going to go to Vegas with my husband and celebrate his 50th. But another year is coming to an end. So I'm doing a lot of reflecting and making sure that I'm setting myself up for success for the next year. And meeting with Terry today and knowing, I can cry. Like, he was so supportive. I'm like, my God, he's letting me and Rob stay in his timeshare in Las Vegas. Like, are you kidding? The people that I have in my life, I love you, love you, love you. So if you spend any time watching this or thinking, I can relate, or you sound like an idiot, leave me a comment. I never ask anybody to leave comments or subscribe. So if you've been watching like more than one, I'm going to ask you now to subscribe. And do you know that I have a podcast too? I'm going to start promoting myself even more. So this whole being an Irish woman and not promoting, well, you ain't seen nothing yet, because it's coming. More and more and more is going to come in 2019, because we only have one life to live. And I'm not living it for anybody but mine and my family, my husband, my dog, Cooper, Rob, who I can't wait to see. So great to be happy, because there was a time when I wasn't. So I hope that, if you have been watching somebody, not me, but you have somebody that comes to mind that you admire and you've been watching, you tell them. What are you waiting for? Don't just, sometimes when I listen to Gary Vaynerchuk, I'm like, oh my God, he gives me so much value, or Jamie Sullivan, or anybody else that I watch and I get value from. I put a comment and I tell them that, even if they never read it, I don't really care. I don't ever want to be so removed that somebody that I'm watching online or seeing on Facebook, that I don't tell, hey, I see you. I see you, and what you're saying and what you're doing resonated with me. Maybe not all of it, but some of it at least, because I know I do tend to veer. So, forgive me. And have a great weekend. And who knows, maybe I'll vlog next week, but I'm not sure. And now I have a viewer. Well, where have you been? I'm wrapping up. This has been a long one. And my light went dead. See this fancy light? It went dead on me. So have a great weekend. And whatever viewer was there just jumped off, maybe because I said, I see you. Have a great weekend.